A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Welcome in all to the Society of Ordinary Gentlemen. I'm just an ordinary gentleman named Danny who happens to be your host. And if you're asking yourself, why are we going sports announcer with a headset as opposed to the nice XLR and all of the fancy boards and switches? Well, the fancy board and switches has failed on me. I'm hoping it's just some software related problems, not actual hardware, but we don't yet know. So until we can get that figured out, we're going to be using the nice sports announcer headset here. And I know it's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've made a video, and mostly because all of my focus has been towards school where it had to be, and I was working a cooperative opportunity with a local company to get in-field experience. So the combination of a 40-hour work week plus final exam preparations and final projects and everything, it was just all consuming. But if you're watching this on the day that it's put out, it's my last day at school. It was my last day this morning. We went in and had a wonderful time, saw everybody, said my goodbyes to some folks, did my exit interviews with the administration, and went out for a very wonderful lunch. After we left lunch, I decided I'd stop by the local brick and mortar and talk with some of the gentlemen who frequent the establishment. And I was looking for a nice blend, something for Christmas time. I'm sure, like everybody else, I have quite a few events coming up. I have a Christmas Eve party, a pre-Christmas Christmas Eve party, so a Christmas Eve party, as well as a handful of other things that I need to do, a couple of lunches and seeing some people from all over the place. So it's going to be a busy time coming up as well. But I decided pick up a blend, something that was festive, something I could enjoy for the occasions. And I ended up just deciding that I was going to pull something out of the cellar. This is some Nightcap by Peterson. I'm not sure exactly how long this has been sitting in the cellar. I'm sure I could consult my cellar notes, but honestly, I'm not too concerned with when I set it in the cellar. It's just now's the time to open it up and enjoy it. I'm told that it is a very robust sort of blend, a lot of smokiness, a lot of richness, very campfire-like was how it was described to me. So I'm hoping sitting around the fire, maybe enjoying a nice beverage and some nightcap will be a good time. If you've got any experience with the blend, good, bad, or indifferent, I'd love to hear about it. But I'll be experiencing it for myself soon enough. So, is it possible that I went into the local brick and mortar? I chatted with the gentleman, I looked around at all of the nice, wonderful things, and I left empty-handed? Of course that it isn't. Nobody does that. You don't go in there and not find something that you want. That was another point of the visit today. I said I don't know if I really need anything, and he goes, "We don't sell anything in here that anybody needs." Now, want? We sell plenty of things that people want or would like to have, and I guess I fall into the want or would like to have category because I did find that's sitting over my shoulder there. In the case is that lovely meerschaum pipe with its dragon scale carving. Wonderful little pipe. Meerschaum's incredibly lightweight. It's almost deceivingly lightweight if you've never held on to one. And it clenches well. This has a kind of a marbleized stem, almost a cream marble color with black swirls, and it's got a lot of gray. It fits my aesthetic. I do tend to wear a lot of black, gray, light grays, or dark grays. On occasion, I'll wear blue suits, but not very often. If I'm taking a meeting that calls for a blue suit, or if the Nashville Predators are playing and I happen to still be dressing in a suit, I'll wear blues with accents of gold, and I carry around a nice blue and gold pen. This is a not a very expensive pen, but it is a nice writing pen. It's a Jinhao X159 with a number 8 size nib. I enjoy writing with it. It's it's a clone of a really nice pen. I believe it's a clone of a Mont Blanc 149. And while I do enjoy a premium writing utensil, I am not in the tax bracket of owning a Mont Blanc number 149, but a nice little Chinese homage, I guess is a nicer way to say it, is well within my price range. So I enjoy that little writing utensil. But most of the time, I'm wearing blacks and grays, so the aesthetically this pipe definitely fits me. And if you've watched any of my content, you know that I'm not one to just buy a new pipe. I'm like I've seen things and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but I usually only ever acquire something if it speaks to me in some way. And in this case, this meerschaum, it's to mark a milestone. It was bought on the last day of my college when I graduated as a architectural and civil drafting major, and it's marking the end of my college journey and the start of my new career and Christmas this year and the the new the new adventure, the new beginning of this era of my life. And I generally tend to go for pipes that have story and character to them. Um, in my collection, I have a couple of Chris Morgan's Bones pipes because I like the fact that they are aesthetically flawed, if you want to put it that way, but they have character. I like that they're they're the misfit and they gain color and age and story to them. And in this case, this doesn't have any chips or blemishes or anything from manufacturing, but it will carry its age as it gets used and it starts coloring and it'll show its life. And that's really what I'm looking for. I like pipe smoking for the nostalgia of it and the the memory aspect of it. It's the connection to that pipe that I bought the last day of school and that I've had for hopefully many of years and used and enjoyed, and how it looked as it looks now and what it will look like a decade or 2 decades or 3 or 4, hopefully, if I make it that long. And it'll be a cool little piece that sits around on a shelf and just has history. So that's what I have to show off to you today is this lovely little meerschaum pipe. With my new work schedule, I will be getting my weekends. I'll get Fridays and Saturdays. I'm working 410s at the moment. So as long as that schedule holds, I want to try to start putting out a few more videos. Hopefully now my schedule will open up a little bit and that'll become a little bit easier to do. And hopefully maybe we'll do some lives and some few other things and we can sit around and chat and enjoy a pipe. I'll try to start working in a little more short stories if I can. But I'd like to also talk about other things in addition to pipes. I've been getting into a little bit of philosophy. Now, I'm not a philosopher, not a philosopher, but I do enjoy reading a little bit about philosophy. And while I'm not a scientist, I enjoy a little bit of science. I've been going back and listening to the great Richard Feynman talk. So maybe we'll do some chats that are a little bit about pipes and a little about history and science and world. I'm not into politicking, so I won't be doing any of those conversations. I very much detest talking about politics, but other topics that I find interesting may be on the table. So hopefully, if I can get some time, we'll figure out times to maybe do a live or something like that. I think that would be fun. But until then, everybody, I'm Danny from the Society of Ordinary Gentlemen, wishing you well, and we'll see you then.